I can't even believe I'm doing a second one. But I'm here. I think like 5 people watched the first one, but that's okay because there are 5 people there. So what's up, friends? Okay, so I watched 1 through 4 of The Circle, and okay, before I start, let's just get it out of the way. Prior to it beginning, and we see the ads and the trailers and all this stuff come out, and you see in very fancy font singles, and you immediately think it's about to be another dating show. The thing about The Circle is there's always the flirting. There's always been that. I think for the first 4 episodes, from what I expected, which was over the top, everybody legitimately came in here expecting to find they boo or they bae or they fool, whatever the case may be. But some of the people are actually not single. Even the people not playing as catfish. So I love that. I love that it still adds that I'm not actually looking for anybody, but I can play single. So I am okay with the way it has turned out so far. Now, as more people come in, who knows what will happen, and it may completely change the dynamic. But so far, the flirting has been mild. It's been mild compared to what I thought it was going to be. So I'm pleasantly surprised, but I have been seeing lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of comments about people not liking the flirting. But what can you say? What can you say? Who knows? So anyway, this is my like blanket statement of I thought it was going to be like really bad, but turns out it feels normal, like normal, the normal amount of flirting to me. I mean, that's how it feels to me. I don't know. As you know, I start every day. Maybe not every day. I have it. I have it. So, get you a drink and come and spend the next, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 minutes with me. Yeah, I mean, there's like 10 pages of notes, front and back. But it's like a short notebook. So, and I write really big. So yeah, 20, 30 minutes. Skip around. You know, you don't have to watch the whole thing. Yeah, hang out with me. So, welcome to The Circle, week 1. Episodes 1, 2, 3. And 4. As a preface, I wrote my notes as I was watching, so they are as I thought them, not developed after I watched after I watched all the episodes. So these are my thoughts as I was going along. So outside of live streaming me watching it, which not happening, this is the closest we're going to get to what I truly thought as I was watching it. So I run through the characters first. Xanthi. I thought, okay, here's a girl who, okay, she's got a chance, I think. Friendly enough to make it far. And then she just kept talking, and I was like, oh, but she's lying about her job, but I think unless she plays it really well, she's things like teachers and nurses and doctors, like those are really hard things to fake like you do unless you have someone in your life who does those things. But not just in your life, like in your life where you are constantly discussing things that go on at work and et cetera, et cetera. So unfortunately, I think she's going to be too much for this environment. And that sucks for me to even say that. Totally stereotyping, but I'm trying to base it on her words and what she's saying and the energy she's giving. And I feel like for the circle, there is not enough energy, but there's also too much. People who tend to lead every conversation or follow every conversation in real life may be completely fine, but I feel like in the circle there's this balance that you have to maintain in order to, and that doesn't mean flying under the radar. That just means, maybe you led this one today, and then tomorrow you were kind of in the middle, and then the next day maybe you slipped a little bit and then made a joke in the end to kind of keep yourself relevant but not be in your face. And that's the feeling that I got from Xanthi. And again, because you're around people that love you the way you are. So anyway, I may scratch all of that because I was rambling, but ultimately I just wanted to mention that I think Xanthi's energy is wonderful. I think it's too much for the circle. Okay, next I had Brian. So Brian is playing a catfish. He's playing his daughter, Brittany, who has a daughter, Riley. And I knew, oh my God, I knew when he said, okay, I'm just going to say the three things that he said that I wrote down that I was like, oh, you're out of here. Like, they are 100% going to know that you are a catfish. Sugar Boo said it's not Brittany, bitch. Cool cats and kittens. So I knew that he would be sussed out. However, I was thinking that, okay, maybe he could use some of his humor as a way to maybe make Brittany feel like, a quirky girl. Like I feel like I'm a quirky girl. I say quirky things and sometimes they come out funny and sometimes not. But I felt like, okay, he's got good energy. He may try a little too hard, which is why I think he's going to get sussed out. But maybe people will like him and he'll get to stay a little bit longer. My initial takes on Brian is they gonna catch you, dude. They gonna catch you. Okay, Brett, let me try really hard not to make faces. I don't know, Brett. Personally, I have no idea who he has become in real life, who he is in real life. But I do watch Big Brother. And I tried really hard leading up to this season of The Circle. When I saw that he was on it, I tried really hard to sort of program myself to not be judgmental, to not bring his stuff from Big Brother to The Circle. I was like, Brett, I'm going to give you a whole shot. I'm going to give you a whole shot. And immediately, I'm like, I shouldn't have gave you that damn shot. The thing, just the, I can't even say it. I can't even say it. But his comments started coming. Just, like, it was just, I can't. It was too much. And it was like you weren't even 30 minutes into the episode. And I've got to stop moving my hands. Okay, so the spraying champagne. I thought it was funny. Obviously, you're excited. So I was like, okay, he's just super excited. Okay. And 1 hour later, and we're back. So, I can't. I'm gonna try, but the champagne didn't annoy me or anything like that. It was fun. Who knows? They may take it out of some stipend if they get that. But I was like, okay, Brett, be this fun and just be over the top, friendly and nice than anything else. Like, lose that way. If you're going to lose that way. Okay, Raven. Love her. Love her. Love her. I mean, one, being authentically yourself is a win in my book, especially if your authentic self is amazing. If your authentic self is not amazing, okay, maybe not a win in my book. But in Raven's case, I feel like she's a win in my book. And to top it off, the twerking for self-care and the hashtag deaf as fuck, I'm here for it. I am here for it, Raven. I love that she is comfortable with herself. And, she said she wants to use her sign language because that's what she's more comfortable with, but she can use her voice. So I just love Raven. I love that they have someone who is hearing impaired on the show. I think that's awesome. And I hope Raven goes far. And as for Paris, I like just being able to come on the show with her and being willing to do that is super cool. So Paris is cool in my book too. Okay, Sam. Sam is spicy. I think she said she was spicy and lovable. Yeah, I think she said she was spicy and lovable. And then I wrote down that she said, I'm a unicorn with tattoos and big tits. So Sam is going to be wild. Wild. But listen, live it up. Do what you got to do. You come on the show to do whatever it is Sam is planning to do. I think I like Sam. Chaz. Okay. I have not a lot to say about Chaz at this point, other than I'm not digging the shampoo poppy. Like, I'm not. I don't know who gave him that name or why he gave himself that name, but I'm not into it. As I like Chaz's personality. I like that he is playing single and not single. Okay, Billie Jean. Billie Jean is playing as Bruno. Billie Jean is from the UK, and I love me a British accent, so she's like up there in my books just because she got an accent. I didn't have much on sort of first impressions of Billie Jean. She seems cool, calm, and collected. I feel like she may be one of those people who kind of falls in the middle and then maybe into the oblivion. Who knows? She could surprise me. But at this point, I'm thinking, oh, she's nice. I do think she was excited. So I like how excited they are. I like that. But in terms of, that sort of balance, I don't know that she has it. So we'll see. Well, another one for the Big Brother fans. Marvin was supposed to be on Big Brother, wasn't for whatever reason. But what I do know is that he wasn't in the circle, but he was advertised for, he wasn't on Big Brother, but he was advertised for Big Brother. So something happened, which I assume is just that he was on other shows and couldn't commit to both networks. So when Marvin was on the pre-show interviews for Big Brother, with the mix of the group, I was like, I don't know. He seemed like, I think he was playing up his professional side in those interviews, but what I'm seeing so far of Marvin, the Circle Marvin is wild. So I I mean, it's kind of cringeworthy, but I think because his smiles are they seem genuine when he says something crazy, or, I mean, he's definitely like yourself much, but I think he will be entertaining on the show. And there was one moment he said something like, "Stop playing with me, girl," and I don't know, it was just the funniest thing to me. So I think the Circle Marvin will be a good fit. However, I would like to see Marvin, the Circle version of Marvin, play Big Brother, because he may end up then being the villain. Yes, there are some moments that I'm like, really? But anyway, so far Marvin's entertaining me. As annoying as the alert is, I love it. Alert! I love it. I love it. I love that there is a reference of Black Girl Magic and that kind of stuff in the show. I know that we are constantly talking about race in America, but I think, at least currently on this show, it is happening in a way that isn't detrimental. You know, they were connecting on something. Brian said, "Okay, Black Girl Magic," and I was like, "Okay, Brian." So I do love that that is a piece of it, and recognizing the culture. So I'm a fan. Sign me up. Not surprised, right? Okay. Also, okay, so either the host has super quick comebacks, or they had enough time to edit where they're kind of snazzy and funny. So I'm digging the host comebacks after they do something, say something, whatever. I love it. Oh, cringeworthy things. Marvin and the striptease. Brett saying, "I put you in 7th because I don't take rejection well." Funny. Marvin saying, "Laughing my ass out for laughing my ass off." It's not as funny now, but it was so funny then. Yeah, the host said something like they were singing, and she was like, Bruno's being catfish. Oh my effing God. It was funny. It wasn't as funny then, but maybe I'll find the clip and play it. Okay, first rankings. Oh, and okay, this ranking is a little bit different because they are going to basically say out loud or in front of everybody who they would dang, what's the word? I watched so many shows with eliminations. Block. Who they would block if they were the influencer. But they're going to show it to everyone. And then the twist is that the 2 people that end up being the influencers, the person that they chose. Let me back up because that sounds confusing. The Circle says you're not going to put the person that you would block if you were the influencer. Okay, great. They're like, fine. Then they say, oh, and we're going to tell everybody what you said. And they're like, fuck. And then turns out the 2 people who were ranked the highest as influencers, the people that they chose to block if they were influencers, actually get blocked immediately. Like, no overall, no majority, no stars, no nothing. Just like blocked. Like, I love it. Cutthroat. So Xanthi chooses Marvin. Bruno chooses Brett. Sam chooses Brett. Brett chooses Sam. Raven chooses Brett. Brittany chooses Bruno. Marvin chooses Sam. Chaz chooses Xanthi. So, at this point, if they had been ranked, Brett would have probably been blocked based on like the rankings, or at least up for conversation in those like bottom 2. Brett and Sam would have been in the bottom 2. I would assume based on these rankings. But that doesn't matter for this one because Raven was ranked highest, and Chaz was ranked highest. So the people they voted for in this little game were Brett and Xanthi. And the blocked came across the screen and they was like, fuck they. So they're blocked. Damn it. What happens next? End of episode. Gone off. Of course. Leave us hanging. But when you're Netflix, we have another episode. So I go on to number 2. Okay. So episode 2 comes on. Xanthi's blocked. And Xanthi's blocked first. So, no, sorry. Brett is blocked first. So he doesn't know what's going on. But when Xanthi gets blocked, she gets to go and meet Brett. So if you've watched The Circle, you know that when players go to meet each other, it is most likely an opportunity to get back in the game. So as soon as I saw it on the screen, I was like, he ain't going nowhere. So I, settled that with myself. And they get the opportunity to play on as a profile The Circle chooses, which is going to be Jennifer. She's a middle-aged woman. So they go move into their new apartment. They're getting themselves together. But funny, while Xanthi was walking to meet Brett, the screen will say, Xanthi's on her way to meet someone. And Chaz is like sweeping this popcorn underneath the rug with no qualms about it. He's just like, da 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 da. Chaz, do better. Brett made a Big Brother reference. He was like, I was put on the block because I wasn't even given a chance or whatever. But I was like, dude, it's not the block. I am nervous about Brett and Xanthi together. They seem like together they would be vicious. So I am worried about them staying in together. Oh, but I wrote, I do like how excited they got when they got the chance to play on. Like, that's exciting to see. Also, Brett's goodbye message, think it was savage. Okay, yeah, you were rude, but it wasn't savage. It was bitter. Oh, so the ratings from the night before, they show it. So first place, or in order, Raven, Chaz, Bruno, Marvin, Brett, Brittany, Xanthi, and Sam. So Sam was last, so where I was saying that, oh no, I think I did say Brett and Sam would have been, Brett and Sam would have been last. But had they gone with the ratings, Xanthi and Sam would have been last. So Brett would have still just been in the game as himself. As we go on, Sam is really funny. She was like peck a booty cheek or something. So I'm really starting to like warm up to, not warm up, that's a bad word. I am starting to catch her humor more, and it makes me like her more and more. I was kind of annoyed with Marvin saying that he chose Sam because her pictures were heavily filtered. So what? You think she's filtering herself because she's ugly? You think she's filtering herself because it's not her? What is the reason that you're upset that she had filtered pictures? Tom and Jennifer come in. Tom, the honorable comedian, also from the UK. He is a nerdy funny. But I like it. I like his demeanor. I like that he's chill, cool, calm, and collected. I like that. Okay, so Chaz. I like Chaz. I do. At this point, I've seen him a little bit when we're in episode 2. But Chaz is intense. Like, he's intense. Like, you catch him a few moments and he's like, the hands are like tight, whichever way they are, either straight or, they tight. Chill out. Like, I know you by yourself and they can't see you. Don't rile yourself up like that. So Chaz is intense. Sam trying to use a British accent. Hilarious. I like that they added gifts to the hangout. I can't remember if they had gifts before, like for that specific reason. I can't remember. Y'all tell me. I can't remember. But also, Tom is the MVP for putting them on. Oh, in case y'all don't know, what he put on. He went on a date with Jennifer. Jennifer took him on a date. So it's Xanthi and Brett on a date with Tom. And they got to choose one of 4 gifts to take to Tom. And they chose a candy thong. And Tom put it on and was even eating off of it. I just think that's a great sport. I love it. I made a note that either Tom is super committed or he is going to lie his way through this game. So I haven't decided yet at this point what I think, but that is what I made a comment after he and Jennifer went on the date and he was talking in his apartment afterwards. I was like, okay, either I'm committed, or they're not going to see what hit him. So we'll see. Sam said, to get a man to put on clean underwear is a feat in itself. To get him to put on candy and I can't even talk. To get him to put on candy underwear, you did that. You did that. That was funny. Chaz tells Sam that somebody's interested in her. She hides behind the pillow talking about, don't look at me. I just found that like super adorable and cute. Made me like Sam even more. She said they want to touch her no spot. Oh, she was funny. I love it. Serious moment, Sam and Chaz talking. Chaz revealing that he's gay in so many words. And you know, he calls himself Sam's husband. And so she's like taking that in and she's really internalizing it. And I get teary-eyed. What? Girl, drink some wine. I think the emotional moments are good for the show. It adds some dimension to it. But also, whenever I get like that, I'm just like, Regina, it's the circle. It's the circle. What are you doing? So I'm sad that they got me a little teary-eyed in the second episode. They played a game. It was anonymous. Of course, people get vicious in anonymous games. Although maybe half, a little less than half stayed pretty nice. They had to create dating profiles for someone else. And they were mostly really nice. And some people just would try to, dig low, say things like, this person is not faithful or doesn't know how to stay committed or has trouble with just stuff like trying to push their buttons. And then Chaz said about, I think Marvin was the one who somebody got annoying and boring. Oh, Brittany. And Chaz said, you got to pick a struggle. How you going to be annoying and boring? They really be going for it. The nurse thing did come up for Chaz. Sad story. His younger brother, I think his younger brother, was going to school to be a nurse or wanted to be a nurse. Gun violence. Didn't let that happen. And Chaz was studying nursing, he said, because he felt like it was a way to honor his brother and maybe like show how much he loved him and, maybe just dealing with that. And he didn't talk a whole lot about it, but it was a very emotional moment. And his message to the group was definitely emotional, but they didn't see him talking. So had they seen the moment, it would have even made that message more impactful. But I think they got the message of why. I think Marvin and Raven being into each other is really nice. Just at face value. Like, I don't know them, but I like it. Okay, next rating. Some firsts. Chaz puts Sam first. Sam put Chaz first. That's pretty expected at this point. Marvin and Raven put Marvin and Raven first. That's pretty expected. Jennifer put Sam, which I'm kind of shocked about. Tom said something like, this is similar to losing my virginity. Really? Okay. Also, Tom falling on that floaty gave me... I didn't say it. Okay, so in the rankings, Chaz is first. He was like, wham, ham, damn ham, or something like that. Raven second, Sam third, Marvin fourth, Bruno fifth, Brittany sixth. So that's pretty expected. Tom and Jennifer could not be ranked. Okay, so next part, the influencers get to choose to save someone publicly. I love when they do things public. So Chaz saves Sam and Raven saves Marvin. Both expected at this point. That leaves Bruno and Brittany up for conversation to be blocked. Bruno reaches out to Chaz. Brittany reached out to Raven. So obviously now, I never know why they don't reach out to both people, because if it's just two people voting, whoever is the most influential of the two, if you only reached out to one of them, you better hope the influential one is the one you reached out to. And maybe, so in this case, I guess Bruno won because they got in there and they talked, and Chaz and Raven talked, and they ended up sending Brittany home. And, you know, he took it like a sport. He wasn't like bummed out. He goes to meet Raven. So, of course, she's like, what the world? Because they had a really, for the circle, they had a really good conversation. And so she was obviously really shocked. But he was telling her that the connection that they had was real, and that he does have a daughter. Her name is Brittany, and she has she has a daughter named Riley. And so they talked and laughed, and, you know, I can't believe this. And then they talked about who they thought was catfish. Brian, who was playing as Brittany, thinks that Bruno is a catfish, so he is right about that. Raven said she hopes Jennifer is real because she thinks she brings some balance to the circle. Girl. Brian said something cute. I wish I had a Paris, because Paris helps Raven in the circle in terms of translating. So I guess he was saying I should have had someone translating for me and maybe I would still be here. So it was a nice moment. I'm glad that he chose Raven to go visit. It's not who I would have chosen for him, but I'm glad. I like it. Cringe moment when Brittany was getting, I think it was Brittany. Yeah, I don't think it happened with Xanthi. When Brittany was getting blocked and she got to go and meet someone, Marvin said, let me get my bed ready. You never know what might happen. So cringe. What? Boy, sit down somewhere. New players are coming in to replace Brittany. I can't remember if they showed one or two people coming. I think just one. And he's a returning player. I'm just here to rant. But overall, I thoroughly enjoyed the first 4 episodes. I was entertained. So anyway, if you haven't watched 1 through 4, go watch it before 5 through 8 comes out. And I'm excited to see. My prediction for the next elimination is either going to be Bruno, or I can see them trying to get Raven, because Jennifer is so gung-ho on Raven that I feel like they could then go chat with other people and try to get out Raven. But if they know what's good for them, they won't do that. And maybe they'll just get out the new kid. Although I don't know who he is. So I feel like the episodes, the way the trailer played, he may be there for a minute. He is currently the least memorable in my book. So they're either going to take out someone who is not super present in the game. When you rank it, I mean, you got Raven and Marvin, bromance, faux-mance, circle-mance, and then you got Sam and Chaz, who are circle married, and then you have Jennifer, who is Zen. Like, I don't think they're gonna let themselves get out again. they're going to really be trying hard to either coast through or cause sabotage. So I feel like it might be Bruno's time, but I like when a catfish makes it far, so I'm rooting for Bruno. Anyway, until next time.